Now, Kyler, okay, let's go to Jalen Hurts. He was pressured on 54% of his dropbacks on Sunday, the highest in any start in his career. Despite that, Hurts flourished when under pressure, completing 75% of his passes for over 13 yards an attempt and 2 touchdowns. That's twice as many touchdowns as he had in the first 9 weeks when pressured this season. Dan, what did you like from that offense Sunday?
Well, that's been the story of the season. He is so much better against the blitz this year in comparison to last year. I think 2 things. One, he was phenomenal creating plays outside of the pocket after that pressure with his legs. And then 2, the connection with A.J. Brown. It's a very simple process right now. They're running slants, they're running goes, and they're running outs. And if you're going to get one-on-one versus A.J. Brown, whether you're pressuring Jalen or not, the ball is more than likely to go there. And we have to give Jalen his flowers. When he throws the ball downfield to A.J. Brown, I don't think anybody in the NFL is throwing the downfield ball better one-on-one outside of maybe Russell Wilson than Jalen Hurts is right now.
It's been fun to see that Philly offense get it going again with A.J. Brown healthy. They look a lot better. New on NFL.
Yeah, you got to give Jalen Hurts his flowers, and quite frankly, you should have never taken them away from him. I mean, dude, he was not healthy last year, and he had a bad coordinator and a weird relationship with Nick Sirianni, and you expect him just to be able to overcome that, right? You know, injured, bad coaching, and he's supposed to just magically be this, all-time great, even though he still helped lead that team to the playoffs, despite having, obviously, less than ideal circumstances and a terribly coached defense as well. I understand people are so obsessed with trying to figure out who's the best quarterback, who's the top quarterback, top 3 quarterback, top 4, is so-and-so better than this quarterback? I get it. I do. It's not my favorite thing to discuss, even though I feel forced to, because that's just the way sports media, content, entertainment is about. But we have to stop disputing or arguing how great Jalen Hurts is. Okay, if you want to say that Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes are better, that's fine. Again, I actually really don't care. I really don't. That's not an interesting conversation to me. But there's still so many people that doubt how good Jalen Hurts is. And it's just absurd. He's played too great and at too high of a level and too consistently to not be considered a great quarterback. And I'm not getting into this discussion of, well, what about elite? What about this? Like, I'm not. People still want to act like Jalen Hurts is like hanging on by a thread, that the Philadelphia Eagles should consider moving on. He can't read a defense. He can't see the field. And it's absurd. I mean, it really is. It's fundamentally absurd. For the longest time, until Nick Wright was forced to change it, he had Jalen Hurts like at the bottom. He had him at as like a bottom 10 quarterback in the NFL, and was like, "This is a big deal." The Philadelphia Eagles, there's whispers about it, and he used the one guy who wears a fur coat all the time. He got in trouble for being a little handsy. I can't think of his name. Howard Eskin, and he was like, Howard Eskin says that Jalen Hurts could get the Carson Wentz treatment. Right, like there's concerns around the Philadelphia Eagles, and everyone around the league knows how to expose Jalen Hurts. Everyone knows if you pressure him, he's not good. It's like, okay, sure, or maybe you need a coordinator to help give you the solutions and help put you in a position to be able to deal with the pressure, or do you think a quarterback's supposed to just magically be able to handle it all? Like the doubt that Jalen Hurts gets, the fact, like, and again, Dan Orlovsky, the fact that he even said this, and I love Orlovsky. Love him. But if you really kind of take about what he's saying, we have to give him flowers. That statement in it has resistance to it. One, it's already letting you know that we were withholding flowers from him and that we have to begrudgingly give him credit. Hey, I gotta give him credit. He's doing pretty good. You don't say that about great players. Do you say that about Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes? You gotta give him credit. He was able to find a way. No, you would say that's what he does. That's what Josh Allen does. That's what Patrick Mahomes does. That's what Lamar Jackson does. They deserve all the credit, of course, because they are who we know them to be. Right? You know who I am. I am Kevin Durant. You know what I'm capable of doing. And so this idea that we have to give Jalen Hurts flowers, the dude should be laying on a bed of flowers, man. Again, I'm not arguing that Jalen Hurts is this top 2 quarterback in the NFL. Let me emphasize that again. That's not what this conversation as a whole is about. but there's still so much resistance in accepting that Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback in the NFL, what he can do. The way how he extends plays and makes throws down the field are really special. Really special. He's not some guy, like, I still feel like Jalen Hurts is still like this second round quarterback who's like, hey, yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. Look at his legs. He can kind of run the ball pretty good. And yeah, he can make some throws. It's not just A.J. Brown. Yes, the offense is better with A.J. But you know what? That is less on Jalen Hurts and more, again, on coaching and coordinating. A.J. Brown is such a force to be reckoned with, right? He is an absolute monster and a beast. But we've seen Jalen Hurts make unbelievable throws to other players, to other receivers. Now, he absolutely undeniably has all that trust in A.J. They are on that level with each other. Again, not denying that. So you're obviously going to be better. Just like Patrick Mahomes is better with Travis Kelce or has better numbers with Tyreek Hill, right? Like, we know those things to exist with any quarterback, right? Tom Brady better with Gronk. So you're always going to have that effect. But when you see that big of a drop-off, that's more about coaching. That's like a coordinator saying, I don't know how to make this team go well without A.J. Brown. I don't know what plays to call, what game plans to set up. You know, like, that's more on a coaching thing. Showing less resistance, or less resilience, not on Jalen Hurts. So I take issue to that, always falls on Jalen Hurts. Colin Cowherd highlighted that a few weeks ago. And I was like, oh, okay, we got to put this in perspective here. And again, it was used to kind of pull down Jalen Hurts. And it's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. People still think, oh, Jalen Hurts is hanging on to a Super Bowl loss. That's why he's got, and it's like 2022 was an outlier year. So then what is this year then? That's what everyone kept saying. 2022 is an outlier year. Then what is this year right now? Please tell me, what is this year right now if 2022 was just an outlier year? It's just crazy to me how quickly people want to form opinions about players, about teams. And we never want to give the benefit of the doubt. It's almost like people take more pride in telling you that a player was bad or wrong or over, you know, his reputation was overinflated and being like, aha, I told you, more than saying, I told you this player was going to be great before everyone else thought it was. It's like they take more pride. They feel like they get more credit by saying, I told you this guy wasn't actually that good. And I was right. See how they failed? Versus, I told you nobody would realize how great this player was, and he's actually great. It's a less of an impact, and that's what Jalen Hurts struggles with. People want to be so quick. I told you he's not that good. I told outlier year 2022, outlier. I don't understand how many times someone like Jalen Hurts will have to prove people wrong to get his flowers. But I mean, listen, credit to Dan Orlovsky for pointing it out and highlighting it. And because, you know, Orlovsky did, and rightfully so, point out some issues of Jalen Hurts and some of the moves that he was making and some of his quality of play and the reads that he was missing and his footwork and all of that type of stuff. And I think that's totally fair game. I'm all about open and honest criticism. And I always say, though, when we criticize a player, then you better praise them when they do good. You better, and if you're going to always praise someone, you better criticize them when they do bad. Like it's got to be even. It's got to be both. We got to tell the whole story and not just the story that's convenient to us. So yeah, I would have liked a little bit longer of a segment. I mean, the NFL today on Monday, this is going to post on Tuesday, but I'm recording this kind of late on Monday. The story of this game was dominated by the Dallas Cowboys losing and not the Philadelphia Eagles winning. The best we got is this quick reads, a 35-second sound bite about Jalen Hurts is actually better than I realized. Well, yeah, that's on you. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles Let me know in the comments below. How do you think Jalen Hurts has been playing this season? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.